What's going on YouTube? My name is Caleb Sells. I'm a full-time reseller. I mainly sell men's clothing on eBay and Poshmark. I do sell a little bit of everything, whatever makes a buck, but that is the easiest thing for me to find and the category I know the most. I had an opportunity to go to a jacket sale recently, picked up a lot of jackets, and I found some items that I think people would be sleeping on, things that look kind of basic or brands that don't really have that pizzazz that people might be looking for. And based on style or other features of these jackets, after looking them up and listing them, they were really good items. So I'm just going to jump in and show you guys some of those. Feel free to say what's up in the chat if you're here live or in the comments down below. I love to answer you guys' questions, help you guys any way that I can as well while we're doing this. And then I also have a few items that I need to list at the end of this that I will just list live so we can just keep hanging out. But I'm glad you're here. Let's get this screen going. Is this right? Here we go. Trying to get my screen right here. All right. Okay, so this first one here is a Land's End chore jacket. So Land's End, not an amazing brand, very basic. It's a little blurry, but it actually says made in Hong Kong, so I know this is vintage. So this is a vintage canvas chore jacket. Got the cool pockets, the corduroy collar, the corduroy cuff, flannel lined, so many good keywords. Pretty decent sell-through rate on these. I'm listing mine for 60 bucks plus $15 shipping, which is on the high side. But these chore jackets have just been selling like crazy for me and other brands. So I'm just listing them higher and higher. And if they keep selling, just keep letting it rip. This next one, and I paid $9 for this Land's End chore jacket. Now this one, if I went back in time, I probably wouldn't pick it up because I did pay either $15 or $20 for this. I probably would have left it behind. This is just a Levi's chore jacket. It's got some really cool pockets, the nice red tab. It's really heavyweight canvas, and it's also Sherpa lined. I don't know if you can see that in the photo, but it's got a nice Sherpa lining. Anyway, chore jackets are basically just easy money right now. I will paid probably too much for this. But I've sold these for 45 bucks. The last one I sold was for 45 bucks. So pay 20 to sell for 45 plus shipping. That's not the worst thing ever. I think I listed this one for 50 because the last one sold for 45. So here I have a nice little one everybody should be on the lookout for. And I'm sure if you saw this, you would know to look this up. But we have a little vintage Atlanta Falcons starter jacket. These ones with the half zip pullover. I would think that the full zip ones would be worth the most because full zip in most other categories is worth more than a half zip. But for whatever reason, these just have that iconic playground nostalgic look that people love. This one was super crispy, no flaws. The white is slightly like yellowed there, but it was very like even and natural. Really nice embroidery here and big back embroidered logo as well. It's a really cool piece. Last one sold for like 60 bucks, but I listed mine for 100 because I didn't see any with this like same logo layout and everything. And this one was in perfect condition, size XL. I'm listing mine for 100. I paid 30 bucks for that. 30 bucks for that jacket. Would you have picked it up for 30 bucks? Here's the big boy. Here's the big boy. Polo Ralph Lauren, vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. Here is the tag. This is a nylon shell. It's down filled, and I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's spelled Mouton, mountain. I don't know, but it is lamb mountain fur. on this collar, which I guess is like a really expensive thing. When I typed in just Polo Ralph Lauren Mouton, the cheapest thing listed was $250, and it was a jacket like this, but didn't seem as cool in my opinion. I used Google Lens on this photo. Let's see if I can find it. Polo shearling collar 2000 vintage. I found this on Polo Ralph Lauren's website. They're selling this vintage jacket. Will it let me get there? They are selling this vintage jacket for $700. And it's actually out of stock, unavailable. So they sold this for $700. Now theirs is in better condition. This looks like new condition, or they just maybe used some old stock photos. But from the year 2000, I doubt they had this level of stock photo. Goofy's here. He says mutton. Yeah, mutton. Anyway, they sold that for $700. Here's a green one. This one's a little bit different. I wonder what they sold this one for. Yeah, 700 as well. So they're selling it for 700. Mine does have some flaws. Like it has this white mark here on the sleeve. Here's a little overview picture. Moto was the word that they use. I put in the keywords like flight, aviation, bomber, that kind of stuff, kind of like a military inspired military style. And then I put the screenshot of that in there that they sold that for $700. So I listed mine for 350. Is that too low? I don't know. Is that too high? I don't know. 350. So Polo Ralph Lauren is like definitely underrated at this point. They just have so many gems. So many gems. All right, next on the list, I paid, what did I pay for this? $750, $15 half off for a Carhartt Force full swing jacket. I used this number right here, the style code 101960 or whatever that says. This is called the Briscoe Rain Defender jacket. Goofy says I'd take list for 500 and take offers. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Anyway, I looked this up, had a really good sell-through rate once I put in Rain Defender and Briscoe, and was selling for about 30 bucks. Really 25 to 30, so I'm listing at 30. But I got that one pretty cheap, so didn't have to pay up too much for that one. Peter's here. How you doing? Juliet's here. Dorothy's here. Thrifty Realtor, did you catch a live? You sure did. Deborah's here. Happy Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Deborah, and to everyone else in the chat or watching the replay. Thrifty Realtor says, guys, check out the suit jackets at the thrift they are selling. I've been selling some suit jackets. I can confirm. Eric's here. Miss Lachey is here. Glad you guys are here. Okay, this one surprised me. It's a little vintage Woolrich jacket. I saw this Aztec wool lining. Definitely stood out to me. I paid $15 for this jacket. One cool thing is on one of these tags, on this tag here, it says saddle. So I went to eBay and typed in saddle jacket. Woolrich saddle jacket. You can see it's in my recent searches there. I can't find any of this like full zip bomber style. Like here's one, but it doesn't have, it's Sherpa lined. It doesn't have that Aztec lining. They do have those longer chore coats as well. Couldn't find any with this like short bomber style full zip. So I just listed mine high. I think 90 bucks. But really cool jacket. Has this leather collar, made in USA. Nice like camel brown color. Cool wool liner, of course. A really old made in USA tag. Yeah, 90 bucks plus shipping is what I'm going for. So I think that's high. You know, I'll probably be happy to sell that for 50 bucks, but we'll put it up there and see if somebody will pay for it. Benedict says, what size bags do you use for most of your clothing inventory? Most of them I put in a 10 by 13 or a 13 by 10 poly bag when I store them, but obviously jackets don't fit in there. So things that don't fit in there, I have a 12 by 15. And if it fits in there, I can still use the same system. If it's bigger than that, I hang it up on a hanger on some jacket racks that I have. Here we have a Brooks Brothers genuine leather suede jacket. Nothing special, but this is another thing for you guys to be on the lookout for. Brooks Brothers outerwear, just the retail price on it is so crazy high. Definitely some good prices to be had on the resale market. Probably not the most amazing sell through rate because it is a brand you can find relatively quickly, but I've just been enjoying the high ASP, average sales price of these jackets. This one's good size of XL, really soft suede. I'm listing that for 90 bucks. There was a lot sold in that $75 range. And as you can see, as we go through these, I'm listing a little bit high because this is the perfect time to be selling jackets. If I can get a full price sale, or, you know, if Auto Posher is automatically sending offers, it's going to send $10 or 10% off of that. Homeless Flippers here. What's up, Caleb? First time catching you live. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Here we have another Brooks Brothers. Another Brooks Brothers jacket. This thing was cool. This had like this window pane pad to it, window pane plaid to it. Corduroy collar, super thick, super heavy. It's full zip. It also has this removable wool liner for extra warmth. And underneath that, it had this little patch, Robert Noble Scottish tweed. I didn't really see that that's adding too much value, but I do think that's a sign that this is a really high quality, high end piece, and to the right person, I think that could help. But the wool overcoat, window pane plaid, all those things are already working together to be an excellent little item. It's even got some like chore pockets here. Just a super cool item. I'm listing high 160 plus $15 shipping. Once again, these are just what I'm listing it for. I don't expect to get the full price sale on all these jackets. I mean, I hope I do on some of them. I should go and change this to 500 right now. Just why not? $4.99. Why not, guys? John says this will be my first winter as a reseller. Last year was the winter jacket market hot through February, March, or did it slow down after January? I would say January is still really good for jackets. February is hit or miss, and then March it's all like spring, summer golf stuff. I mean, you're still gonna sell the best jackets year round, like the best items. Like even some of these that are super good, these would sell year round. These really good jackets. But like this Levi's jacket, that's going to be dead in probably February. The barn jacket, that's going to go, you know, back down to a way lower price. This polo jacket always going to be good. The NFL stuff is going to be good in the fall. So this is actually a little bit late. Hopefully Atlanta can, you know, win their next game and still be in playoff contention. Goofy says, I sold bathing suits in February. Yeah. February is the turn, and August is the turn in the fall. The end of August is fall. This Woolrich jacket is not going to go for 90 bucks if it makes it till spring. It's like a $40 to $50 jacket, but I'm just capitalizing on the jacket market right now, or trying to anyway. Okay, here we have Another Brooks Brothers jacket. This is kind of like it's almost like a blazer, but it's full zip. It's a little more technical. It's got some extra pockets on it. I don't really know what to call it. I call it an overcoat. The lining on it is linen. If anybody knows what the style of that kind of jacket is, like maybe like a commuter jacket, I'm gonna put commuter. That sounds like a good word. Commuter. I'm gonna put tech. Cool. You guys are helping me make my listings better. When I look at it, I think of things I can add. I'm listing that for 80. Once again, a lot of these things, there's so many Brooks Brothers jackets that sold and not super descriptive words about them. So I'm just trying to keyword mine up really good and list it high. Be willing to take an offer. So what did I pay for these? I paid 9 on the Lands End, 20, 15 or 20, I can't remember, on the Levi's. I paid 15 on the Polo Ralph Lauren. So 15 and 500 would be one of my best flips ever. That had damage, so I think that's why they priced that lower. 30 on the Falcons, 750 on the Carhartt rain jacket. I think 20, maybe 15 on the Woolrich saddle jacket. I'm guessing saddle jacket's a pretty good keyword. I paid 20 for the Brooks Brothers suede. I paid, what did I pay? I think 15 for like, all these were half off. So it was like $30 half off for this Brooks Brothers overcoat, the window pane plaid, which I think is a sleeper for sure. That is for sure a sleeper. Paid $15 for this like blazery kind of one. Paid $15 for this J. Crew. I'm calling this a chore jacket, but it kind of is short like a bomber. It's short, but it's Sherpa lined, has this chin strap with the big chore pockets. Those are all, good little keywords for you. Motion Hunters here. What's up? But Sherpa lined, canvas, chore jacket. I mean, these are like hitting all the keywords. Really no comps on this. I'm just going off my own experience here. I'm listing for 80. I sold a different style of J. Crew short chore jacket for like $70 earlier on this fall. So I'm hoping that, I can get some of these crazy prices to land. Here's another one I paid up for. I paid $50 for this Patagonia Nano Puff. I really liked this blue color. I didn't see any really listed or sold on eBay in this specific color. So that's why I took a gamble. I mean, educated guess for $50. They're selling anywhere from like 80 to like $130. So I listed mine at 130 because of the color. It's in perfect condition. But obviously, Patagonia puffer jackets, you guys are going to be picking those up. And here we have another. My heart breaks when you talk about your prices at the thrifts, like in a good way or bad way. Are my prices high or low? I don't know. Peter said, Caleb, keyword king. Hey, I try. I do have to give a shout out to Big Yumbo on that polo jacket. I sent it to him because he's also into vintage polo like I am. And yeah, I was kind of confirming, is this like an aviation jacket or an aviator jacket, flight jacket? He says definitely military inspired, and he thought it was cool. So shout out to him. Here we have another vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. I paid up. I paid $50 for this. Vintage Polo Ralph Lauren, 100% wool. This is like a bomber jacket with this kind of like strap at the top with the flat pockets. Exact comp for this jacket was 150. So I listed mine at 170 plus $15 shipping. So I paid up. I paid $50 for that. So just those last two jackets, I paid $100. So what do you guys think? I don't know. Would you have done it? And then the last jacket that I picked up at that sale, Goofy says so high. Yeah. But I'm able to get all these good jackets at one time, so that's the price you pay, I guess. This brand has pretty much fallen off, in my opinion. Territory ahead, but it just had a fur collar, quilted, lined, super heavyweight canvas, great pockets on the chore jacket. So I just went ahead and picked it up. I paid 15 bucks for it. It also has like burnt orange reddish color, which is pretty cool. The comps were actually not good on this, but there weren't any in that color. So I listed mine for 60 plus shipping, and we'll see. We'll see. All right, so those are the items that I picked up at that jacket sale. What do you guys think? How are jackets selling for you? Let me know in the chat if you're here live. What are some jackets that you've sold recently? I recently sold like two different, one Orvis vest and one jacket for like really good money. I think that's a little bit of a slept on outerwear brand. Of course, there are still outerwear pieces that you have to pass in Orvis because it can be saturated, but that's a little sleeper outerwear brand for sure. Wool jackets have been selling great for me. I just sold a Brooks Brothers wool overcoat for 80 bucks on Poshmark, and it even had like moth holes in it. It said made in England and it was wool, so I took a gamble on it and it sold really fast. Brand buys in the house pays up, but it pays off. That's right. I'm working on a concept for talking about the different pillars and strategies of my business that I use to create over 100% sell through rate store. I currently have 1,200 listings, 1,400 and some sold in 90 days. And then I also have about 500 sold in the last 90 days on Poshmark. So that's 1,200 listed and almost 2,000 sold in the last 90 days. And one of those pillars for sure is being willing to pay up for good items. Um, for me, because my business is really good cash flow wise, I can afford to pay up 50 bucks. And I'm not saying this is a very, like, this is not a risk that everyone should take, and it is somewhat risky. But if I could pay up 50 bucks for that Patagonia jacket, and I know I can sell it for 100 bucks even in a day, like that's still going to be 20 some dollars profit, and it's going to sell super fast. It's really easy to list, really easy to ship. And yeah, just one example of one of the things that I try in my business, and I'm still making, way over $15 profit per item, which is what I try to shoot for on every single item. Miss Lachey says, I would pay up if money is coming back quickly. Your gambles have generally paid off. Yeah, I guess they're more educated guesses than gambles. So maybe gambles not the right word. On higher priced item, what is your target margin? Yeah, kind of using that Patagonia jacket as an example. Like when I'm paying up that much, like I don't really think about the margin. Of course, I need to leave margin for maybe I miss a stain, maybe the item gets returned. So I can't, pick something up for 50 and like hope to sell it for 100. Like I know that will sell for at least 100 minimum. And after fees, let's just say it's 20% fees, I'd be getting 80 bucks back. Buyer pays shipping. So let's just say I make 30 bucks on that. Technically that's not a great margin in the thrift world, in this thrift reselling game. All the, reselling YouTubers and all that stuff would be like, that's not a good margin. That's bad ROI. For me, that item takes the exact same amount of time to source, the exact same amount of time to photograph, the exact same amount of time to list, the exact same amount of time to ship. And I'm making $30 on a bad day on that jacket. So like when we get into listing a couple of these items, like I'm gonna make way less than $30 on some of these items. On a lot of these items, I won't even be listing them for $30. So I do keep margin in mind because you have to have margins. But on those higher price flips, it's more about how much money can I make on the item rather than what's my ROI or what's the percentage. Hopefully that's a good answer. Feel free to follow up that question or that response with another question, because I kind of got on a tangent there. Motion Under says 70s Wrangler denim, Brooks Brothers wool duffel coat, Patagonia jackets, paid more than normal thrift price for all of them. Yeah, sometimes you got to pay up. People would rather buy nice items for more than junk for less. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes people can't get over the hump of paying up. Getting stuck on cheap can be a hindrance for higher profits. Yeah, I totally agree. And also, it depends on where you're at in the process. Like, some of those jackets I didn't pay up. Like the Land's End, I only paid $9 for. The Carhartt windbreaker, I paid 750. Like if you don't have the cash flow to support spending $150 on three jackets that might not sell immediately, don't do that. I wouldn't recommend going into debt or struggling cash flow wise to flip something like that when there's tons of other more affordable items to list and sell and to grow your business. Totally fine if it flips fast. Yeah, I agree. All right, you guys want to list an item? Let's list an item. So this first one is a Nike windbreaker vest, women's vintage. A vintage women's Nike windbreaker vest. I didn't really realize this was women's when I picked it up. I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I would have realized that. I could kind of tell because it had that like hourglass taper to it. So this one sold for $30. That's a good sign. This one sold for $16. Sold for $19. I'm probably gonna list mine for about this price here. I have been doing a lot of sell similar lately. I don't know why. Just sometimes I go and I make my own listings. Sometimes I do sell similar. Let's do vintage Nike windbreaker vest. Okay, what size is this? This is women's XL. It's kind of got like a geometric mesh lined. And I just to the right of my listing screen, I have the photos pull up in front of me. So if I'm just like staring off into the space here, I'm just looking at the item, trying to get some extra keywords. It kind of has like it's almost like a textured look. I don't know if you guys can see it in this thing here. Pockets, full zip, ran out of characters. Okay, I mentioned this in like all my listing videos, but the algorithm that eBay uses does not count plural as a different word. So if you type in men's short sleeve, or if you type in like men's shorts, you will get short sleeve shirts and you will get shorts because it looks at short and shorts as the exact same word in its algorithm. So when I see women's and I need an extra character or pockets and I need an extra character, I just take the S off because it searches the exact same as if this said women's or pockets here in the title. Does that make sense? So a little pro tip for you guys. All right, we got pockets and zip pockets, wind resistant. Another thing that drives me crazy is, and I just leave it blank because it drives me crazy, but people want us to put mid length for every jacket because short sounds like it's like cropped or too short, but almost every jacket is short unless it is specifically longer, then it's mid length. And then if it goes down like super far, it's long. But most people put short for like every jacket in the item specifics. When I do sell similar, I see that, and most are not uh, mid length. Most jackets are short length. Another random rant. Okay, zipper pull is missing, but zipper still works great. So this is not really that great of an item. So I'm just kind of hoping that I can get that sold for any reasonable price, really. 15 bucks, I'd take it for sure. Miss Lachey says I can generally get jackets for 7 to 12, but recently paid 30, hopefully to sell around 200. What'd you pick up for 30 bucks? I gotta know. Okay, here we have a Lululemon vest next. I'm hoping Google Lens can get me the model name because it's old enough that that's a good sign. 125. What the fluff? Reversible vest. That's funny. Reversible vest. Okay. Not as good as that 125, of course. Looks like they're selling for about 30 to 45. I'm going to list mine for, I'm going to copy this listing. If it doesn't make it to the thigh, it's short. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm going to put cream instead of ivory. I don't know. I like cream is a more searchable word, personally. Put blue here. And then in the theme, I put ivory and off white. Just really commonly searchable things. Full zip, insulated, magnetic closure. See, they put mid-length for this. This thing is it's short. Can we get this pulled back up? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This does not even go down to her waist. It doesn't even cover her shirt. And people would call this a mid-length. It's short. Okay, I'm gonna list for 40, 45 and hopefully get that. I paid 15 bucks for that. I thought it'd be better, honestly. I didn't look it up. Size 4, not a great size either, to be honest. Polo Ralph Lauren new with tags. Oh, what kind of jacket or what kind of coat? Like a blazer? Saying you have a listing goal of 20 a day, do you count multi quantities towards that goal or no? Thanks. So my listing goal is 15 items per day. I've been doing 15 items per day for, let's see, 2.5 years now without missing a single day. The only time that I've deviated is I took a break where I did 10 a day for a little while so that I could get ahead, so I could take a little bit of time off. It's including vacations, weekends, whatever. I just schedule ahead and work ahead. So I'm like on 2.5 years of 15 a day. And then this summer, I bumped up to 20 a day for a few months. Well, actually 18 a day for a while, then 20 a day for a few months. And now back to 15 now that the average sales price and sales velocity is back up from the fall and winter and the jackets and all that good stuff. Multi quantities, I don't count. I just count individual listings because that's what I track. I track listings, not physical items. So if I get 5 of the same item and I do it as one listing, then that's just one listing. But if I say I find 5 of the same item and they're used and I take individual pictures of each of the 5 items and list them as individual listings. Like say they have slightly different fading on jeans or something like that. That would be 5 listings. I would count that as 5. But uh, really, it's 1 item in my book. All right, this next item is going to be a Duluth blazer. I think it's called the presentation jacket. Let's see if I'm correct. Yes, it is. The fire hose presentation jacket. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty good item. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. So I typed in the style code. It's on a little white tag. It's the top number, Duluth style code right here would go to their website. Fire hose presentation jacket. So then I come here, I go Duluth presentation jacket. Here is one for $50 plus shipping. Looks like $50 is what the better ones are going for. This one's older. That one's older. This one's newer. They're selling for 50. Do I list for 50 or higher than 50? I don't know. The newer ones are all selling for exactly 50. Do I break the trend? Let's see what the sell-through rate is. Okay, in used condition, we have 114 sold. And 163 listed. Let's look at size XL. Size XL, 27 listed, 21 sold. All right, I'm gonna list for 50. Where did those ones go that were new? Probably not size XL. Sorry, that was a really obnoxious way to clear my throat. So these heavyweight canvas blazers from Duluth, I think it's a pretty good item, almost 100% sell-through rate. Take out that period, that's not gonna help anybody. I'm gonna put khaki tan chore coat blazer. Yeah, I'll leave all that. I usually like to put the word tan in my title because I think that that's a color that people search, but nobody puts in their title. This is more like, I guess it's like an overcoat. It really should go in the blazer section, but it's also listed as a size XL, which normally blazers would be in the number sizing, like 40, 42, 41, whatever. Just gonna trust all their stuff here. See, another mid-length. This thing is only 32 inches long for Duluth. That's not even that long. I'm just gonna take that off. It's not mid-length. $49.95. Should I up the shipping? I'll up the shipping, so I'll make a little bit on the shipping. I know this is kind of random, but I did mention that I've been selling a boatload of stuff on Poshmark, which is really great with the jackets because the buyers only have to pay, like the $7 or $8 or whatever to get those shipped to them. So I've been selling a ton of jackets on Poshmark, and it's not costing me any extra to get them shipped on Poshmark. And how I get my items from eBay to Poshmark is with Autoposher, the software. I've tried the other softwares before using Autoposher, and I had so many issues that I had to quit cross listing. And with Autoposher, I've had no issues. And they also do a ton of the virtual assistant work that you need to be relevant on Poshmark. And then also, it's helped my eBay store by recreating my stale listings and automatically sending offers. So it's just something that I do get a kickback if you use my code. But the reason I share it is because it actually has just helped my business so much, and I do think it's an amazing tool. It's well worth the money if you have, even a few hundred items in your store. It will be well worth it. Autoposher is the service. The link in the description is below, or use code Caleb Sells. I honestly just can't recommend it enough because the software is just that good. It's just that good. All right, this next one is a Polo Ralph Lauren bi-swing jacket with a corduroy collar. It's like flannel lined, so I wonder if those are worth more. Flannel lined bi-swing jacket, Polo Ralph Lauren. It's not just plaid lined, it's flannel lined, if that makes sense. And it's got a super thick corduroy collar like this one. And I like their keywords, chin strap. That's a very underutilized keyword, in my opinion. Miss Lachey says she got a trench coat, still need to research. Okay. Well, I hope you get your 200. So like I was saying, this is not like the typical plaid lining. This is like a heavyweight flannel plaid lining. It's got a really nice corduroy collar. It's got a Talon zipper with this little suede cord on it. Pretty cool little features. It does have a few marks on it. Men's, what size is mine? Size XL, flannel lined bi-swing chin strap. Okay, excellent. This person did a beautiful title for me. Khaki, tan. I'm gonna put Talon for the zipper. It's not really flannel. That's just flannel lined. Bi-swing. Oh, corduroy collar. All right, after this listing, I'm going to wrap things up. So if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. If you're watching the replay, appreciate you watching this long, and let me know any questions you might have in the comments below. And we'll answer some questions. And then I have to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, because I've been kind of taking it easy with the content this week with the holiday week coming up, because I'm going to be missing that day of work on Thursday. So I'm trying to get all my work done in one less day. List this one for a little higher just because of those cool features, the corduroy collar and the heavy flannel lining. All right. And there you have it. That was like 4 items we listed there. I wasn't going super fast, just kind of talking through the finds. And those jackets that we showed off earlier. Definitely some good jacket finds to be had out there. Polo Ralph Lauren and Brooks Brothers are 2 jacket brands that I really feel like people are sleeping on. I've been making really good money on those brands specifically. And hey, I was going to list for 350. You guys said 500. So let's see what I can get for that Polo Ralph Lauren jacket. If you're watching the replay, you made this far, let me know what you think I can get for that Polo Ralph Lauren jacket in the comments. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace out. Take care.